On Fridays, we make sandwiches. So let's make a sisig rice sandwich, I guess. Now, sisig is like a fried pork Filipino dish. Careful, it will squirt at you. But I was given to me when I was really hungover. It's like a hangover dish. So this is kind of like the way I'm going to do it. It's just by frying pork and onions together. And then I have like a little pack of sisig I found at the Asian store. So that was kind of my idea about it. So I'm going to fry that up in the onions and let it get crispy. And then cook some rice and make sure it's really clean. Because I kind of want to make like the buns for a sandwich, like but with rice. So I'm going to pop it in the rice cooker. And we're going to get it going. Now the pork, I fried it up real good. And I'm going to use a sisig pack. Mamacitas. Because I really don't know how to make sisig. So I'm just going the old packer route and hoping for the best. So I'm just going to dissolve it in some water. I'm going to add it to the meat. And I'm going to cook it a little bit until it kind of thickens. And we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so I do have a disclaimer. So I read directions wrong. And on the packet, it said that I was supposed to fry up the meat. And then in a separate bowl, add raw onions and then this sauce without ever cooking it. Like I was just supposed to mix it. So that's my bad. So this is going to be a little more caramelized than it should have been, but I'm going to roll with it. So now that the rice is done, I'm going to try to morph this rice into kind of like slices of bread almost. That's my idea. So I'm thinking if I put it in this sheet pan with some ram wrap and I just press it all together, that will make it like a sheet, and then I can slice it and kind of use that as like, replacement for what I'll use bread for. So that's the idea. So let's see if it works. Okay, so it kind of worked. So now I'm going to put some wax paper. I'm going to try to get this flipped over without breaking it. And then the next step is I'm going to try to slice my rice bread slices per se. I thought this would be kind of cool, like things that I normally eat with rice. I could just eat it kind of handheld, like in a little sandwich. So that was kind of my thinking behind this. So I'm just going to pile on this sisig and make it nice and stuffed. And then top it with some green onions for some color and some flavor. And then I'm going to pop on the top layer of this. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this wrapped up and cut in half. Now, let's take a look at that cross section. Looks pretty good. A little too much rice than I was expecting, but you kind of dig it. I'm imagining this is going to be pretty delicious here. So let's take a bite and let's grade the results. So when I first took this bite, I immediately had an epiphany. This is basically like a weaker version of an onigiri. Like I got massive onigiri vibes from this. Like I was thinking to myself, wow, I basically could have just used seaweed to wrap this and it would have been like edible paper. Now don't get me wrong, it's very good. This is sisig, it's citrusy, it's oniony. It has a good garlic flavor to it. It's really good, actually. I think I'm actually going to use a little bit of sriracha on it. I could use a little more spice. So I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some on. Get a nice good bite here. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's a good bite. But, yeah, onigiri vibes for sure. I wouldn't mind remaking this. And then just using seaweed to wrap it up. I can't believe I never really thought about it like that. I basically just made a harder version of an onigiri. I'm a little upset about myself that I didn't think about it, but it is what it is. And another thing I should have added is probably a nice runny yolky egg in the middle of it. I think it would have added a lot of good pizzazz, a lot of good color. This was just a missed opportunity. I think this was just poor innovation, and the execution wasn't the best either, but the flavor's great. I'd recommend just add in a yolky egg and maybe some seaweed to wrap it all together. But overall, I'm going to give this sandwich a 6.8. Thanks for watching.